I'm Zach Snyder.
And I'm Aden Matthews.
And welcome back to another YouTube podcast. A one-stop shop for anything and everything related to YouTube.
The show where I've been playing Roblox Survivor for 3 days straight.
Oh, no.
Wish I was joking.
Oh, for real?
But,
oh, no.
No, I'm addicted.
I remember you were playing it with Jay. It's like a great thing.
And that was fun. And we did that for one night. But then, people were busy and, Jay was going to Tennessee. So then I just started playing by myself with random people.
Oh, no.
And probably the weirdest encounter I've had so far is, base Survivor. You want to try to form some alliances, getting some voting blocks together. And you can DM people on Roblox. And so, I did this random character called Funtime Foxy or whatever. I'm like, yo, we should vote together. And she didn't realize that there was a DM thing. So all her responses would be in a public chat, which meant that anytime I was trying to do something, she would just repeat it back. And then they all realized that and voted me out immediately.
That's funny.
Which is funny, but the weird part came when once you're eliminated, you can hang out in this little lobby or whatever. And apparently her sister was in that lobby, and she was like, "Oh, bro, do you like her?" I'm like, "Fucking no."
No.
I'm trying to play Roblox Survivor, and she doesn't know how to DM people back and forth. But all she viewed it as was, "Oh, you trying to hit on my sister, bro? What's up with that?" I'm like, I'm a 22-year-old man playing Roblox Survivor. And this is what happens to me. This is what happens.
I'm trying to win the fucking game.
I'm trying to go hard in the paint, and all you want is a fucking Roblox e-boy. All right? I'm tired. I was really mad.
Tired.
I was really mad about
Sick
that.
and tired. That's really funny.
But
cool.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody, where we're not talking about Roblox, and instead going back to our favorite segment, Your Week on YouTube.
Trademark.
You love to see it.
You do love to see it. I do got to say, though, before we talk about that, I have something very serious to bring to your attention.
Oh.
Our sponsor today is Awesome Creator Academy with the YouTube Starter Kit. You're starting on YouTube and you got a little money to throw around? Why not check out the YouTube Starter Kit? For only $99, you get $1,500 worth of value. Dozens of downloads from advanced channel thumbnails, channel thumbnail artwork, lower cards in thirds, royalty-free background fonts, music, and more. Pay one price and have unlimited access to future downloads as they come out. Check out the link in the description or the show notes. In doing so, you'll be supporting another YouTube podcast.
Wow, that was pretty serious. That kind of reminds me of these allegations I saw on Twitter about a YouTuber I watch. Well, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Oh no.
Here it is. But of course, if you don't have $100 and you still want to support this podcast, you can become a supporter on Anchor at anchor.fm/another-YouTube-podcast. You can decide to support us financially at $1, $5, or $10 a month, and we'll read your name on the podcast. While we plan to do this podcast for a really long time, the more financial support we have, the easier it'll be for us to maintain a consistent. Weird, I don't see the call out in this post. Might have misread that. Sorry about that. But hey, we got an ad read in there instead, which is equally as dramatic, I think.
And important, you know.
Pay the bills.
Yeah. I knew you were going for that joke, but there was a small part of me was like, oh no, is he gonna bring up
random YouTube drama
about something? I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Another YouTube drama podcast. Here we go, boys.
So here's the thing about this bit. Is we're each gonna keep coming up with weird ways to read this. But then one of us halfway through is gonna be like, bro, what the fuck? And just stop the bit. And for 5 minutes we'll just talk about it and then forget to read the other half. So I'm wondering when that day will come. But for now I'm glad we're in harmony still. We're still getting to the point here with the ads.
I'll get a text message halfway through the ad read that's gonna be like, your dog just got ran over by a car.
Yeah.
Be like, bro, what the fuck? the wild thing is I don't even have a dog, so it's going to be really wild.
You don't even have a dog.
It's going to be really wild. I'm like, bro, where'd the dog come from?
This isn't my animal. Where did he come from?
I'm still gonna be sad though. So
I mean, dogs are cute. Got no issue.
I agree
with dogs. More of a dog person than a cat person. So
that's fair.
Tend to be how I roll.
Yeah. Well, I also am curious as far as how you roll. How did you roll with the YouTube shit recently? Your week on YouTube.
Yeah. That's a good segue.
How is that?
That's a real good segue. Well, surprise, surprise. March is quickly becoming the month of nothing.
Oh no.
In the Blue Catch Productions sphere. Still no video. Still no inspiration to really do said video. I got a list of things, and nothing's coming to mind. Not really feeling anything. That's not to say I'm doing nothing on YouTube in particular. Working on a bit of a project with someone else that won't be around for a couple of months, but could be kind of interesting. LHD stuff still coming out. Got Celeste going. 3 episodes into that. Plague Night, 3 episodes into that. And then we've been doing YouTube podcasts, Twitch streams. Streamed some Mario Kart Wii not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
It was really fun. Still got one more stream left of that. And I can finally go back to just tackling some good old-fashioned Minecraft for 12 hours on end. Looking forward. Looking forward to that shit. And then I forgot to do an Aiden on Anchor yesterday. I'm like, oh, it's not Monday. And then I look at the calendar and it's Wednesday. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, no wonder. I missed Monday. I did not upload said podcast on Monday. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure out like why I'm in like a weird creative funk, and I keep giving guesses and reasons on this Your Week on YouTube segment, but really like I don't know what the fuck it is, if I'm being honest.
It's the first time in a while though, because like last year you felt pretty solid with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I feel like you took your February break, and I guess it's just like you got a little lull right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Like it happens. It happens to all of us. So I get it. I mean, I've had plenty of those myself.
I mean, I still be watching YouTube. I still get inspired. I still fuck around with sets, and DaVinci Resolve is getting better and better. Like I'm still doing creative things. It's just the Blue Couch production stuff where it's just like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to tackle, and it's hard at the same time because Jay's been growing recently, and you're doing the short shit and all your different projects and stuff. So like I feel like this is a good time to really get in and do something without being like burdened down by a like a series or something. But it's just head empty, bro. Just head empty.
That's fair. It's tough with us because we do have so many like different projects going on usually, to where you'll feel good with one thing, but then like 3 other things you're not feeling good with, and that's the tough part. Or you'll feel good with 3 things, and then you have your one big thing that you're not feeling good about. So like it's a little rough. It's a little rough to like bounce back from that, but I'm sure you will. Like I again completely get where you're coming from.
Oh yeah, I mean it'll come back for sure. It'll just be probably be one of those things where as soon as I get even a remote idea for something, I'm gonna just make a video in like one day and just post it. Just have something out in March type of thing.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm guessing this is going. That's what I'm guessing will happen. It's just I'll get a thing where it's like March 26th or whatever. Fucking, we're recording this on the 24th. Break the illusion here.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, I'll just, I want to do thing. And then I do thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, neat. There we go. I'd say the closest thing that I'd have like actually finished is a new comedy EP. Kind of
okay.
Almost
Cool.
done. Got 7 tracks. Trying to work on the 8th. Not sure if I want it to be a more serious one or comedic in value. But I really like the other 7 songs. And that'll be cool to kind of post that and get a little recharge from that, because I still vastly enjoy doing anything on the comedy music spectrum. It's really fun.
It's fun. I need to get back to it. I just really only like doing it when I really have like ideas.
Mm.
I'm like I'm empty on that front right now. Completely. But that'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
Heck yeah. But that's pretty much it as far as how I'd be rolling on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Maybe next
Hell
week
yeah.
it might be some more interesting. Who knows? I said that last week. Don't think I'm actually hyping anything up when I say that. This is just mainly a bit for me than it is this for you. But Zach, how have you been rolling on the YouTube platform?
It is it's one of the weirdest times on YouTube for me in arguably a couple years. I have so I'm working on a new Your Everyday Nerd episode, right? Like it's in the process. I finally threw it in the editor earlier and did a rough cut. So like that's pretty epic. But it's still gonna take like a couple weeks probably to get the whole video done unless I like power through one day when I have the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then like on the other side of things, I'm streaming like on a schedule.
You are,
which is weird, but it's cool. Like I'm really excited about it. I've talked about multiple times that I think the one thing that like was stopping me from streaming often was not having a schedule. So I finally like found a schedule that I can do and that works. I'm streaming Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from noon to 5. And it's like I've done like 6 streams since I started that. So that's really cool.
I agree.
I was like originally going to do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing, and then I did a Monday, and then it got to be Friday, and I was too busy with client work, and then it got to be Wednesday and Friday were both like super busy, and I realized the way that my work ends up balancing out is that a lot of things are due in the middle or the end of the week, and so that Sunday, that Tuesday, and that Thursday are really my best days to like do anything, streaming or personally, like personal projects or anything like that. So that's what I've kind of focused on. And the streams have been going well. I've been playing a lot of different games, kind of trying to get a little variety going. With Pokemon Blue being my main game at the moment, which is something. It's a game, I'll tell you. But then I've also been like taking those VODs, putting them on the Zach Snyder Plays channel. Excuse me, which is pretty funny because that channel's just got daily content right now for the next 2.5 weeks. Without me like really trying. The only like difficult part is like making the thumbnails, but those are kind of fun in their own rights. So like got more gaming content out in the past month than I have in like the last 1.5 to 2 years. So that's cool. The other side of things though is my is YouTube, right? Like the main show, Your Everyday Nerd. One of the things that I was kind of looking into was my viewer retention on videos. And I found out with like every episode of Your Everyday Nerd, people cut off like 60% to 80% of the viewers cut off after like the first 10 seconds.
Wow.
Which is not good. It's not good. And so I'm like, what's the common theme here? I have an intro at the end of every single episode. And we've talked about intros before and how you shouldn't have them, how they can be bad. But like my thought process was 99% of intros are awful because they're all the same. There's some kind of 3D text. You got some annoying music, whatever. So like I filmed an intro and made it like my own thing, had some jazz music because I like jazz. And it's still like people are cutting off on it. And I've had it for the last like, I think like 70 episodes.
A long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next video that I put out, I'm going to experiment with a different intro. Not being a full like, like intro kind of thing. It's just going to be me saying something and, more very specific intro to the video rather than a branded intro for the show.
I get you.
It kind of sucks because I still like that intro a lot and I'd love to keep it, but the data is very clearly telling me to get rid of it. So
I was
That's what I'm
asking
gonna do.
earlier when you had sent in the DMs, and I don't remember if I got a response or if you had it, and I just forgot. But like, is it a thing that's like dependent on seasons? So like, there's been a lot of variations of that intro over the years. Is there one that like does better or does worse, or like are they all basically no matter what kind of intro I put, that it's all a drop off?
They're all basically the same. So for those that don't know, what my current intro has been like I've got like the zoom in onto my shelf. You get to see some of the shit that's on there. Mainly, I want to focus on the fact that I have Superman 64 and a Nintendo 64 cartridge on there because I think it's funny. I have like some music. A little thing pops up and tells you what episode number is. And then I go to me in front of the shelf. I usually have some kind of gag. And then I break away from that. I've been doing that format since the beginning. Or since I think like halfway through season 2. Originally, the way the episode would just start was I would be in front of the shelf and I would have a gag and go from there. So those videos don't seem to it's weird because those original videos aren't particularly good anyways, so I could see why people would cut off really quickly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm talking about like Titan season 2 video, which has like 600 plus views and has had like a pretty decent amount of watch time overall. I'm still getting a big drop off at the beginning of it. So yeah, I think it's time to change things a little bit. As far as I have a little tag in there where I go, "Are you an everyday nerd? So hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video." That will stay because I'm not getting a drop off there, which is funny because you would think that would be where the drop off is. But that's fine. And I think the more updated version of that looks a lot better than it used to be anyways.
I agree.
So, that's good. But the way I start videos out, I just got to do a better job at it.
It's a thing where like I'm sure for most people, even if it's a really good video, just the more numbers you have, there is going to be like a significant drop off at the start. But usually, from what I gather, that's like only a minute or 2 minutes in, and not the severe version that you're describing, where it's like they can't even get through 30 seconds. And yeah, people have a short attention span. My videos work a lot of the same way, but like, typically you want to try to at least make sure that it's not something that actively harms versus just people clicking off because they want to click off, right? Being able to distinguish that.
My theory is that the music is like too loud and blaring. And like it's jazz, but it's pretty like frantic jazz music. So that's my guess. So people heard that and was just like, "Oh, this is way too loud. I don't want to go to this." Or maybe the quality of the video just isn't super good for that. The part that I filmed for it. So maybe people are cutting off because they don't know what to expect. So I really need to like, it's that like first impressions thing, right? Like you have to have a good first impression in the beginning of a video, and then go from there. So I don't know. It's weird, but I think that's one of the things that could be holding me back. Other than that, I've been reading this YouTube formula book I told you about
by Daryl Eves.
I'm currently 120 pages in.
Okay, fuck it up.
Made a pretty big dent. The first part of the book, it's set into 3 parts. So the first part is about like kind of why you should do YouTube. Or rather, no, the first part is just talking about YouTube as a platform. So like it talks about a little bit of the history around it. It talks about how there are multiple YouTube algorithms rather than just having one algorithm. And then it kind of breaks down the algorithm a little bit. The second part talks about the opportunity. So this is where you get a lot of those case studies of this person owned a business and they used YouTube to make a shit ton of money. Or this person was a family vlogger and this is how they made a shit ton of money. That kind of thing. The third part, though, the part that I'm the most interested in, it's called the YouTube formula, which is what the book is named. So, got to get 100 pages in before you get to that. But, it's fine because I did still learn a couple of things from the first two parts. And this third part is really cool because at the end of each chapter, there's like an action exercise, like a thing that you can do for your YouTube channel.
Homework?
Homework. YouTube
shit.
Homework. And so I'm planning on doing these. And I thought it'd be cool if I introduced them to you as well. And we both try to do them. And then in like 2 to 3 weeks, we come back and we talk about what we learned from it.
Okay. What's the first one then? Load us up. What's
the first one?
Daryl Eve's homework challenge to you.
Yeah. First one is we got 3 tasks. They're pretty small.
Okay.
First one is write out your first line, your goal, and put it somewhere where you'll see it daily. Don't lose sight of why you're creating, especially in the hard times. So write down a goal, put it somewhere where you can see it. Okay. That's pretty easy. Task number 2, if you have content on YouTube, go to your real-time analytics and look through your top performing videos. Write down the videos that are getting write down the ones that are more than 6 months old that are still bringing in the most traffic in the past 48 hours.
Interesting.
So we're talking about like you might have a video you put out 2 years ago, but it's still getting views within the last 48 hours. Find the most performing videos there. And then task 3 is plan, create, and upload a video about the same topic as one of those on the list you made. So that's obviously the hardest one here.
Making the video. Yeah.
But I feel like that's a pretty good I look at my analytics all the time. We've talked about this before, but like there are tons of like videos that have done well for me that I know if I did another video surrounding a similar topic that it'll do well. So this just kind of tells me, okay, just go fucking do it then, you dummy.
You dumb idiot head.
So I thought that would be pretty interesting. So that's what I plan on doing over the next few weeks. I got one other video that I'm already in the middle of making that I want to put out first.
Right.
But then after that, like I'm either making a Dark Souls related video, a Seinfeld related video, or an old Japanese film related video, or Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is another one. So one of those topics I'm going to end up making soon.
Yeah, I'll try that out since
cool.
Got my schedule free. Don't really have anything off the top of my list. I'll just go back and look through it. And as far as the first one's concerned, I've been meaning to put up this whiteboard.
A vision board?
I just have a whiteboard that my granddad had. And I'm like, yo, I need to hang this bitch up, but I don't know how to do it because I'm inept at hardware stuff. But I'm thinking if I were gonna put something like that on there, a little whiteboard like that might be helpful. So, And then the second thing I can just do in like 2 minutes. That takes no time.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
That's the really easy part. I will say, because I know some people are probably wondering, what is the YouTube algorithm or what is the YouTube formula? And like obviously, there's more than just a couple of things that I can mention really quickly, and I still have half the book to read. But the main gist of it, the main like 4-word formula, is to try, fail, analyze, and adjust. Which makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Try something, fail until you get it right, figure out what worked and what didn't work, and then adjust from there.
We do a lot of the first two. Do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Step 3 and 4 is a little bit more like outside our realm, I'd say.
Yeah. I do a lot of analyzing. It's the adjusting part. That's the hard part. There's some other things like I could definitely mention at some point, but like things like satisfaction signals, the things that YouTube is really looking for every video, how many people liked or disliked the video, how many comments it got, watch time, all that kind of stuff. One thing I thought was really interesting was the Google preferred status, which you've heard of this, right?
Right. You've talked about it before, I think.
Right. There's this, it used to be just a theory, but it's like set in stone factual. There is a Google preferred status for like the top, like 1% of YouTubers. Google gives them kind of the top tier of ads that are out there. And they base it off of what is called a P score. So it's like the 5 Ps: popularity, platform, passion, protection, and production. So even if you're not Google preferred status, Mr. Daryl Eves recommends to still keep these things in mind, because the more popular you are, the more that you're passionate about something, the more people are watching on certain platforms like TVs or phones compared to computers. Apparently that's important for some reason. The more you're protected, the more you're following all the rules and you're not doing anything that would be edgy or anything. And then your production, the better your production is, the higher chance your videos will succeed. And I think that's just kind of common sense. But it's cool to have those 5 things put together, I guess.
No, that shit's super interesting. That's
Yeah.
I've heard it mentioned before, but never really knew like the factors that went into that.
Same.
So it's really cool to get like a flat out like easy definition. They'd be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you wanna boost that up? There you go. Kind of like what we've talked about before on the podcast of like, even if you're not at a point where you are monetizable or big, that doesn't mean you can't start putting into practice things that bigger YouTubers do and pretend like you're already
Right.
there type of thing. Not like a fake it till you
Exactly.
make it thing, but like taking a successful mindset and strategy and employing it regardless of size.
Well, it's like there's a decent amount of YouTubers that came from the traditional TV route, and so they made TV shows or movies or something, and now they're going and making YouTube videos. It's like obviously they have a lot of experience where a lot of people might not have, and so they're going to go into YouTube with a much higher production value, and so as long as they keep in mind those other things, like they'll probably do really well, right? So if you can, go in on the right foot after you've kind of fumbled around a little bit, you'll end up doing better.
I figured out recently, and this is kind of a little bit of a tangent, but it sort of applies here, that the AVGN, right? When he
Yeah.
was making a lot of those early videos, and I thought, man, these look exceptionally well, to the point where I didn't see anybody like match that in terms of quality up until like the HD era, right?
Right.
Like for a period of time, his videos were the best looking, and I always wondered like, what camera did he use, or how did he get them looking this good, or whatever. And so I found a video of all the cameras he used basically, and it's like, all right, VHS camera, little handheld thing, yada yada yada, and then eventually it becomes like these big cinema rigs, and I'm like, how on earth did you have like a cinema camera in 2006 and was able just
That's
to film
crazy.
that and put it to YouTube? And he basically says like, yeah, I went to college for that and took out a giant student loan, meaning to use it for schoolwork. And then, like, once his 4 years were
Oh.
up, he just had that camera and just decided, I'm going to film YouTube stuff with this since I was already making movies. He just used what he
Yeah.
had. And I'm like, that's kind of genius. That's kind of actually, because nobody would have money to afford a camera
Right.
like
Right.
that.
Those are
And
expensive.
I looked up the price. They're still expensive. Like, they're huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a really smart way of like going about it, of being like, yo, I'm already using this shit for something else, and I'm paying back that loan money regardless from school. I might as well get some extra benefit use out of it, and that was the reason why a lot of his videos look so good for 2006, 2007.
That makes a lot of sense. I when I was in college, my Blue Yeti broke, and before I could like have the money to like buy a new one, I just like borrowed one of the microphones that was at my school because I was in the music department, and so they had a bunch of them laying around, so I was able to just borrow one, and it's the same kind of microphone that I have now because I just ended up buying the same one.
After the
So
fact,
it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't too expensive. It was like 200 for it, so I was like, that works. I'll get it. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But that kind of ties back into like the whole production angle of it. Is a lot of YouTubers, like, sure, some people like have no idea what they're doing and have to work their way up in terms of equipment, but like if
Hmm.
you already have an eye for it and you've already kind of done some of that shit before, being able to start off on that foot is like a huge advantage compared to someone like you or me who were just like made videos off of a webcam and a laptop mic for
Yeah,
several years and then wondered why nobody watched
yeah.
it.
I think the biggest takeaway for this discussion right here is to use your advantages. And you may not have an advantage where you can go get a big camera or a microphone or equipment to make your production really well, but you may have experience with theater or public speaking. Like that's a big advantage on YouTube. A lot of people envy you because you can speak in front of a bunch of people. Bring that personality to the camera. Or if you're like a really good writer, you write really well in English class, you have the best essays, you get A pluses, like you could be making some banging scripts. That's a really good advantage. So bring any kind of advantages that you have to the table. Some people are naturally gifted in certain ways. And I think what's cool about YouTube is on one hand, you do have to wear a bunch of hats. You have to bring in a lot of different performing arts to make a really solid video, but usually people have their strengths, and those strengths are what people use to get to the top.
The channels that I see succeed the quickest from literal nothing is that they're good at one particular skill that they already worked on in college or school or whatever, or as a hobby. And then they're
Hmm.
like, cool, I'm going to go teach it on YouTube now. And then they do that.
Yeah,
And then they get
yeah.
like 800K subs because nobody else is doing that. So it's like, and I mean anything, right?
Hmm.
Pixel art,
Hmm.
cooking a particular way, outdoor survival skills. You're the guy who knows about every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle episode, coin collecting, knives, like shit that you wouldn't think anybody would give a rat's ass about, but like in the back of your head more than anybody else. That shit's useful. That shit's really useful for topics, for ideas, and if you do that type of thing well enough and continue to do it better than anybody, then yeah, that's the easiest way to find a niche and the easiest way to succeed is taking a skill or a passion or a hobby that you know particularly well and doing something with it.
Right, because you're passionate about it.
Yep.
And that's ultimately the most important thing with any of these things. And I think it's also cool. I mean, if you look at like people that made chess videos like a year and a half ago, they were kind of, on the top in their niche. And then once that show The Queen's Gambit got popular on Netflix and people were looking for chess related shit, like some of these top channels blew the fuck up.
Agreed.
It was insane.
Same thing with
So,
these like
yeah.
lifelong Pokemon card channels that have been kicking around since
Yeah, yeah,
2012,
right.
and they finally got their huge break because now people are interested in that again. That's why all these crypto channels blew up. All these
Mhm.
left wing
Stocks.
politics like there's so many of them. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
PC building,
Yeah.
like it's if it's a niche that people are looking up, then yeah, chances are it's gonna do well. The problem, like me and Zach run into a lot, is like, cool, I could pick 8 of those, and then we do 8 of them, and
Yeah.
not one.
Yeah. That is I've kind of like I've been trying to think of what my biggest passions are, and it's tough because I genuinely like I can pick up a bunch of books and genuinely enjoy reading them. I can pick up a lot of movies and genuinely enjoy watching them. Same thing goes with music, video games, TV shows. Like there's so many different things that I could just do and be happy with. And so it's tough to like figure out the one thing that maybe I know just a little bit more than other people and then go with that. And I can't figure it out. I feel like I'm too much jack of all trades
Master
kind
of
of
none
thing.
type thing.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
advice that
And
you
I
usually
mean,
gave was like, okay, well, if you do everything, then make a show out of it, right? And that's
right,
still
right.
that's still good advice, and I think that's still smart. But like, if you can make a show about a thing, like one thing, then yeah, you're gonna have an easier time than someone like a me or a Zach, who have
Mm,
the show, but that also like fits into a bunch of different categories. Believe it or not, like media review and movie review are not niches. They're like still very much broad categories. At least on YouTube.
Because even if I pick movies, it would still be better for me to pick new movies or vintage movies or foreign films or horror or, you know, a very specific genre. That would be my hell, just trying to like figure out the specific genre.
And look, like, as much as we, you know, sometimes dunk on the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Chandler, who looks like he just does a bunch of random stuff. Like, no, there's a theme. He picks popular shit, right? Like superheroes, Star Wars, nerdy shit. Like, you know, there's a theme to all of that. Sure, occasionally he'll review this weird foreign film or Best Picture nom, but those videos bomb for a reason. Like,
yeah,
people really only come to him for a few specific things, and he kills it. He kills it on that.
I think what I've kind of thought about in terms of the topics that I'm going to cover on Yin for a while is not only ones that I know will do well because past videos have done well, but like things that I absolutely 100% want to make a video on it very soon. So like I could make a video about the entire MCU. Arguably I should at some point. I don't have to do that now. There's no reason for it. There's like absolutely no reason. Not only is the video probably not going to do that well anyways because I'm a small channel talking about a popular thing, but like I don't care that much about the MCU, right? And the same thing goes with a bunch of other things that I've like wrote down on a list of. I could make a video on this. Meanwhile, I find it way more interesting to actually get through a lot of the Disney animated films or to talk about the Pokemon games and Generations, which is one thing I'm trying to do, or Lord of the Rings, because I'm still reading those books and I'd like to actually like watch the movies and make a video on that. Like, and there's even like more niche topics that I'm interested in, you know? So I'm just trying to figure out the right topics for me rather than just picking out whatever I could do.
And I don't think like there's anything wrong with just experimentation. I think especially if you're just starting and you have no idea and you like don't even really know what running a YouTube channel is like, then yeah, if all it takes is for you to get a video out week to week is to cover random shit, then cover that random shit, bro. Like build that skill set, build that knowledge, find out if you want to do it, that type of stuff. And as you continue along in your first and second year, hopefully by then you'll kind of find a bit of a rhythm in what works for you.
Yeah.
So it's not like experimentation is a bad thing. And bigger YouTubers who are already established do it all the time and are able to pivot on a whim. So it works for them too. But like, you gotta be at a point where you can pivot, where you've already built up a backlog and built that trust and made a name for yourself, and then kind of pivot. You can't really do that when nobody cares.
Right, for sure.
So it's a bit tougher.
I agree. So, a lot of good conversations today, though.
Heck yeah.
This was cool. I've still got plenty of other YouTube secrets that I can bring to the podcast, but I'll bring out other ones in the next episode so we're not like being overbearing with shit that's interesting. Because I feel like this could be an hour and a half long easily.
We'll save Daddy Daryl in the back for another time. For another Daddy Daryl segment.
But before we read our comment, I do want to say, like, if you guys are interested, do that action exercise I mentioned. Write down a goal, put it in front of you so you can see it every day. Go check your analytics, see which videos that there are the older ones that are still doing well on a 48-hour basis. And then pick one of those topics, make a new video, and let us know how it works, because that could be epic.
Heck yeah. I'd love to read some comments of anybody who follows through on that.
Me too.
Speaking of comments, though, we got one right here. Wow.
Oh, shit.
It's my man.
You do.
The myth, the legend, the Max Minton. He always changes accounts, I feel like. You never get a comment from the same account back to back. He always flip-flops. So
yeah, some episodes we have one from each account, which is really funny.
Which is also hilarious. I fuck with that heavily. But we got a comment from Max on episode 73. Is Twitch stealing your personal data? Lovely title.
Great title.
Lovely little title. The emote really adds to it, I think. The shocked face. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But he writes this comment that says, the issue with buying a cheap activation key is that you could be giving an unknown third party access to your drive when it's online despite using a VPN. And yeah, most certainly. There's a lot of shitty ones out there, which is why
that's true.
Would recommend doing a little bit of research, making sure who you're buying it from is a well-regarded brand. If you can find it like on a YouTube tutorial from a pretty regular sized channel like that, probably give you the idea that like it's probably fine. But do your research, right? Don't just go download more RAM and watch your computer blue screen. Like, make that call.
It's gonna be like Cooking Mama. They're gonna start bit mining, bro.
Apparently, like, all that shit was fake, according to Scott. Like, I don't...
According to Mr. Scott the Wise, it's fake. And I'm like, that's kind of sad. I wished it was...
real.
Was real.
Because now it's just like a trash Cooking Mama game. Which is kind of upsetting.
Yeah. I wanted my Nintendo Switch to mine Bitcoin for a company.
Oh, well.
But here we are.
Thank you for the comment,
Maybe next time. Yeah. As always, please, guys, feel free to leave comments. Email us at anotherytpodcast@gmail.com. We are open to anything. Suggestions, comments, questions, sexual fate. No, maybe not that one.
Maybe keep that one in your own personal drive. Although, if you have a picture of Daryl Eves that you wish to send to the email, feel free. That man's in more media and photos than I care to count. Probably making the same face, but like still, I think it would be hilarious if Zach just opened up the inbox one day and my man Daryl right there.
Oh, what he doing there?
What he doing?
He do be vibing though. Cool. Well, I've been Zach.
And I've been Aden.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Another YouTube Podcast.
Peace. Yo, Zach.
Yeah.
I want to record the next episode, but I think actually I want to go play more Roblox Survivor. So.
I see.
Maybe we could try like next year. We'll come back in a year, and by then I should have worn out the game.
Yo, can we record while we play?
Oh.